It's Sunday, that means a big market update. What's up, compounders? We're gonna prepare for a new week. And in a previous video, I was talking about this PO3 schematic, and we are still in it. The potential is still there, with this being a range, of course. And we are now in that manipulation phase. So we stayed inside of that DL tool. That DL tool was at the supply. What do we see here? We see here a very nice 8-week hidden order block, this double breaker block, which is amazing, and it was exactly at the 0.5 of the block. It was amazing. It was exactly at the middle of the block of the 8-week double hidden. I didn't remember who was sending it in the compound Discord, but shout out to you. I'm sorry I forgot who sent it, but amazing POI. Also, it was overlapping with that supply POI right there. Of course, we already had on the chart. And this is not manipulation. This is the range. Down. So this is the range right now. And right now, the manipulation phase is there. So what is the plan? Because the monthly unfinished is obviously still there. Let's look if we have some high time frame daily unfinished candles. Right now, the current 3-day is very small, so definitely expect more time displacement within 11 and a half hours. Let's see. Yeah, 2-day daily, like today and yesterday, were very little price movements. And if you're not in a compound, my daily update videos are called cappuccino updates. And right now, I have a cappuccino with me as well, so always stay caffeinated. So right now, when I go on a bit lower time frame, we still have I thought it was the 22, yeah, it was the 22-hour breaker block right there protecting us for price going lower. So I think it was also on the 23, yeah. So that was the breaker I saw. And on the lower time frames, let's go into the lower time frames because we have some triple highs above us. And this is interesting because this is heavy liquidity. When you pick up a heat map at Coin Glass, I think it was called Coin Glass, I used to look at heat maps and saw that there was heavy liquidity blocks above triple highs. So you will see that as well when you pick it. So above this is insane liquidity. So if we are going higher, I am watching for shorts to take it lower there after we grab that liquidity. But it's Sunday, and when does the big move always happen? At Sunday night, Monday open. That's when the big moves happen. We had a high chance of taking out that weekly high, but right now it's already Sunday and we're still here. So that will mean another 3% going up. I don't really see that happen so far, to be honest. But when we go to total on the higher time frame, it's the same as on BTC. You have to go on a 1 hour, by the way, because then it has that deviation. But we had a confirmed model. So the model is confirmed. We had our 1, we had our 2, we had our 3, and we had a 8-hour close there. So the model is confirmed. The structure is broken, and the target of the distribution is the range low. So I do expect the price rotation towards that range low if I would only look at the total chart. That would mean we can have a pullback, but it would mean you grab the range low. So this chart is confirmed. When we look at the USDT chart and we go on a bit higher time frame, you can draw that range we were looking at all the time. That was this range, and we have some heavy supply above us, liquidity above, and we can definitely have a small pullback there because we only have 2 taps. We have our 1, which is right there, and we have our 2, and we don't have a tap 3 yet. So maybe we can have a very quick tap 3 and then go higher, so that you have it very close to each other. That is a possibility. It's also a possibility to go lower and take it out in formal model 1 if I only would look at the USDT chart. On the BTC chart, it would make way less sense. And monthly wise as well, like that monthly unfinished, that is on BTC as well right there. So that will mean you have to take out that preferably before February 1st. So yeah, when I look at it, it is still possible, but you would have a very quick move up to take that out before the end of the month. It wouldn't make the most sense to me. But as far as we don't have high time frame closes above the DL tool, which is this. So above that green line, we rejected from as well. That's why it's a 30% above the range. And as long as we don't have high time frame candles above this point, so high time frame closes above it, this I see this still as manipulation to go lower. But there always is an invalidation of that model, because in case we do go higher, there's a very nice supply POI right there. So I'm gonna set an alert there actually, where I will look for potential low time frame, mid time frame shorts. But it's a very nice POI. Let's see if it's backed by the volume profile of the bigger range. I forgot what that was saying. Yeah, we're now at the volume area low. POC is right there. So we're now kind of rejecting off that volume area low. But as long as we don't have the high time frame closes above it, I see it as manipulation. And we can short our altcoins, which I already did on one. So I already shorted Pump Fun with the community. Where is Pump Fun? Here. We are all in this wonderful short with the extended target of all the way there. But this is a very nice 3.39 RR trade if we're gonna hit the target, so that's amazing. Cappuccino is also amazing. Also up, not also, already up a big amount. So that's very nice. Good trade. Yeah, this was just, it couldn't get any cleaner than this. When you look at the volume profile as well, I'm gonna make a video about this. The volume profile was only in the upper section, making a gap right there on the lower section. So that's this was, it doesn't get way better than this, but I will make a video about it later today or tomorrow. Then we go to USDC real quick, because USDC did something pretty interesting. We are obviously in this manipulation phase for potential PO3 schematic, but the thing is, what I already said on USDC, we are in premium, so we already had that deviation with a very good top right there, and we are deviating that tab 1. So we had our tab 1, we have our tab 2, and we can have our tab 3, taking out all that liquidity there to go lower, and that would mean crypto is going higher, way higher even, because this is a very clean schematic and the price action of USDC is pretty clean lately. So I'm monitoring that for sure. My extreme liquidity would be right here. So this would be my extreme liquidity point on USDC. Let's see if there is some supply above it. I don't think so. No. There is. There is some very nice 6-hour supply above us. Okay. Ooh, and below that, we have a 10-hour breaker. Okay, that's pretty nice. Oh. Yeah, I like it. So that's the POI for USDC on the high time frame for a rejection there. It's also a very high probability POI because it's after a Wyckoff schematic. So we have Wyckoff right there, but at the tab 3 we have also Wyckoff. That means the supply is double as strong. So I'm gonna put an alert there for that supply. And locally we have some liquidity above us. And we sort of had a PO3 schematic grabbing a lot of liquidity because it grabbed that liquidity. So if we are going to draw our range, and let's see if it looks good inverted as well. Yeah, it doesn't look good at Wyckoff distribution, but it does look very good as a PO3. So I'm gonna draw my range like this. By the way, that distribution on USDC was... I already shared that in the compound when it was literally here. So when it broke structure, I said we are in a high time frame distribution, guys. So that was it was very nice to see it play out. A lot of liquidity in the above us, in the upper section of that range. And this is the manipulation phase, but usually you see very aggressive move up in your expansion, but that is not what's happening yet. But let's see if this is actually gonna expand, because it's a very slow move out, which you don't want to see. So everything looks very clean except of the expansion phase so far. Right now we are in this range on USDC, so you can watch that for potential Wyckoff schematics. So potential accumulations or potential distributions to consider taking some trades on crypto. We're going to Ethereum. Yeah, this is a long video, guys. We are I'm gonna prepare you all for the week. So we have some high time frame structure demand right there. On the low time frame, yeah, it's pretty okay demand. I wanted to say it's only liquidity on the low time frame, but it's pretty okay demand. Do we have some high time frame unfinished candles? And we of course got that monthly there on ETH, very clean. It literally has no wick. So that's the monthly unfinished. On the weekly, it's looking pretty okay. 6-day unfinished there as well. And if you don't know what unfinished means, that just means a magnet. So it's a magnet for price to go to. Yeah, right now on the higher time frame, we are confirming this range, but we are already kinda in a deviation, but we didn't have acceptance back inside this one. We are obviously in this higher time frame range. Let's delete this breaker, by the way. We are obviously in that higher time frame range. I don't like to use this as a range starting point to draw it like this, so I'm not gonna do that. On the lower time frame, we can watch something. Because we can watch for potential distribution schematic. But I don't like the POI that much because it's not giving an inefficiency. It has that wick. So I want an inefficiency. I'm even gonna delete it. There's no good POI there. No. Do you see how it's wicked through? So this, I'm not gonna draw this because there's a wick right there. So it doesn't leave an inefficiency. And I want an inefficiency. The only good thing I see on the 2 hour is this inefficiency. So this is a double inefficiency, triple inefficiency level. So this is the only good triple fair value gap I see. So I do like that. So that's nice. That's the only thing I see. We are in this range from high to low. And basically we are in this range, but that already has a deviation on the lower section. So I'm not gonna draw that. So that's basically ETH. Gonna set an alert. So I'm gonna set an alert there. And what I want here is for price to go higher, acceptance back inside the range, form a good model, go lower. That will mean a Monday morning entry perhaps. Let's go to Solana. Red circle high there, but it's not. Yeah, we did take out the target of the range. Right now, we can look for potential longs in there. So we are in this range, and we had some exhaustion. So going into that target of the Wyckoff, we had some exhaustion there, some exhaustion there. So what we can potentially see, and I will go on the lower time frame for that, if Bitcoin decides to go higher, we have a lot of liquidity above us with a red circle low high. So there's no Wyckoff there, which means this high is not backed by a Wyckoff, can be liquidity. So this can act as liquidity. And right here on Sol, if Bitcoin is moving with Sol, if not, I don't mean that, if Bitcoin is going higher, then we could potentially have a long there targeting the supply zone. So that is what I will watch for Solana. And then even if we have that, we can have a long there, go to that supply zone, and again go lower, because then you make a good high. So then you make a good high and you can take all the liquidity lower there. But it all depends on BTC and all the confluences. Look at USDC, for example. Look at USDT. So that are the POIs on Sol. I'm gonna set an alert on the range low and on the range high. And that is what I will watch for Solana. XRP bounced from that breaker we already had, and is forming a sort of accumulation in the 618. So this actually can be cooking, because what we see on the lower time frame, on the upper section, look at this, guys. This is only liquidity. So do you see all those lower highs? This is all liquidity, all liquidity, all liquidity. So that is very nice. We did take out this liquidity and didn't take out that liquidity. That means this was a sort of contracting range here, which broke to the downside, potentially as a fake move. And has a very nice 30-minute breaker there, by the way. Okay. But broke to the downside, deviated the range low. And right now can have a potential accumulation schematic. We have some extreme liquidity right there, but I'm more looking for shorts, to be honest, with that monthly unfinished on BTC. But this is looking clean if the volume profile is with us. So let's see. And it is. So we have the volume profile in the lower section, meaning market makers are scaling in there. And we can potentially have a move down. So I will watch, what I will do is I will watch for local schematics. So I'm watching for local low time frame entries with a potential high time frame target. Okay, so then you can have a local entry there and have a high time frame target, and you're de-risk very quick. So that is what I will watch for XRP. Pump Fund already went over it. To manage to trade, I will watch for BTC to do something spectacular. Otherwise, I'm not touching anything. So that is pump fun. Then we'll go to Sis. This is a very nice trade. You could already be in this trade, but this is only a 2.9 RR. But I do like if we are going lower. Shout out to Wozo for this chart, by the way. If Bitcoin decides to go lower, this chart is gonna nuke. This chart is absolutely gonna nuke. So this will literally go all the way to here if Bitcoin decides to complete this distribution schematic. So if Bitcoin decides to indeed complete this distribution schematic, then Sis is absolutely gonna nuke. This, I have never seen so much liquidity below here. So great chart. Already had a sort of low time frame schematic there. So we can definitely potentially go higher there and accumulate there. If that's not the case, then I don't see a short opportunity on Doge right now. I just don't. So I prefer to watch BTC, Pump Fun, and the other charts above watching Doge for a potential short. We have on a lower time frame a lot of liquidity above us, and we are now in this range with the range low already being deviated. That doesn't mean you cannot trade a potential distribution schematic in there. So you can still watch for that. Yeah, you have some supply above you. It's not mitigated yet, so some 30-minute supply. And you have a red circle low. So that could be a potential final target. You have some end of the liquidity here on Doge. Yeah, that's a Doge chart, guys. So you can watch for potential distribution schematics. Let's see if it looks good on a lower. That looks pretty good. You didn't have an accumulation schematic there. If you have a very clean tab 3 POI, you could watch for distribution schematics here. Which are 1, 2, and your 3. That's on a low time frame for Doge. You have a 5-minute breaker there. Alright guys, that's Doge. I will go quickly over Suie. Because Suie is in that range, has some nice levels there as well. I already went over that in the video. A lot of liquidity below us. But when I look at a more low time frame price action, I can see that we had a pretty nice acceptance back inside the range after the deviation. And the range high isn't taken out yet. And when we look at the volume profile, we only have volume in the lower section of the range. Which means there's a gap in the upper section, which means it will slice through if we have a good accumulation schematic. And as a tab 3 POI, this is going to be your extreme liquidity. And this is going to be your extreme supply. Demand, sorry. I'm Dutch, guys. English is not my first language, I'm sorry. But here, boom, boom. So that is that already POIs. So I will only trade this if USDT and BTC give me a confluence to go higher. So then I will trade this. Move into that demand, grabbing extreme liquidity, breaking structure. I'll actually watch for a long there on Suie. So that's pretty nice. You have some highs there as well. I like it. It's a bit weird. It's a bit of a weird schematic, to be honest. Because you only have... The range is a bit weird. You only literally have price action in the upper section. So it's not something I would normally trade. So I will probably only trade a local schematic there with a very good bars pattern high, Wyckoff high, you know. It's a low, I know, about the chart was inverted. That's what I will watch on Suie. Then the last one is Pepe. I already told you about this level. I think it was a 23 hour. Yeah, look at this. The 23 3-hour breaker there, which breaks there, there, and there. So that was the breaker I saw on the 23. Very clear level. And we are in this very inefficient range as well on Pepe, which has a range low, which is still not taken out yet. On the lower time frame, you can watch for potential schematic there. So price going lower and potentially accumulate there, which are 1, 2, 3, and then trade a potential break of structure there. So that is the lower time frame range. On the lower time frame, I won't even go into that because there's nothing really to see. Like I'm not that interested in trading that. You do have some equal lows below, which means magnet. So on the low time frame, you can watch this range. That's it on Pepe, and that was the market update video, guys. I'll see you in the next market update video. Join the compound. The link is in the bio. Live updates every day as the pump from short. So I shared it right there, guys. When it breaks, I'm going short, and that's what we did. So see you in the compound if you're not in there already, and ciao, guys.